Earlier this month, I had the privilege to get to know some truly inspiring members of the class of 2021. Josh, Marley, and Hami, after spending some time together, I realized each of them in their own way was asking about the same thing. They wanted to know more about our community. Already looking past St. Lawrence, Marley asked how he can position his time here in a way that will successfully propel him into the world of politics, a dream I too share. They wanted to get the most out of St. Lawrence, academically sure, but they wanted to mix in extracurricular activities, student government, for Hami, possibly even soccer. Marley, Josh, and Hami, in their own ways, were asking the same question. Will St. Lawrence be a place I can thrive? There's a gospel hymn that sometimes echoes throughout Gunnison Memorial Chapel. The Reverend Sean Whitehead will sing, "Come on in from the outside, come on in from the cold." Those 12 simple words, when sung from the altar of our stone cathedral, that monument to tradition, transcend the moment of their utterance. Come on in from the outside, come on in from the cold. These lyrics have been tickling my subconscious while I was thinking about what to say to you today. These lyrics perfectly describe for me how it feels to join our St. Lawrence community. Come on in from the outside. Come and be a part of our story, our culture. Come on in from the cold. Leave behind the harshness that can be our world and rejoice in our shared world here today. On this day, another lyric is also circling my mind. Yusuf Islam, then Cat Stevens, wrote a sweet and simple song called Father and Son. He released the song in the 1970s, a time filled with tragedy and chaos. The war in Vietnam, an oil crisis, Watergate, distrust. The time was not unlike our own. Cat Stevens sang from the point of view of a father and then switched to the point of view of a son. Now, Stevens originally wrote the lyric for a stage production depicting the Russian Revolution. The son in this production longed to join the revolution, but he also knew his conservative father would disapprove. On the contentious issue of leaving, the boy sings to his father, "Now there's a way, and I know I have to go away. I know I have to go." What is common to each of you, echoed in that lyric, is that no matter the time or place in the world, there is and will always be young people, like our counterparts in the 1970s and in the time of the Russian Revolution, who have their minds set on discovering what's next. This day, you embark on a journey of discovery, that same journey to find what's next. You bring to this place ideas, hopes, and dreams. You recognize that it is your time to go, and you know you must. It is not easy to leave home, leave your family, your friends. As your parents sit behind you, they undoubtedly know too that it's your time to go. They know that you are going to be a part of a new world order, an order striving for change and inclusion, looking to innovate, think differently, and learn. Making the decision to come here, I hope, will be the right one for you. Here you will find a major, maybe a minor, perhaps far from what you are thinking it will be as you sit here today. While here, you are going to foster skills and practices you did not even know you had. This change can be scary, but necessary. And the changes you are about to experience will not be any different. Winston Churchill, in one of his memoirs, wrote a few lines that still echo in some corners of our world and will again be echoed here today. Hear this, young men and women everywhere, and proclaim it far and wide. The earth is yours and the fullness thereof. Be kind, but be fierce. You are needed now more than ever before. Take up the mantle of change, for this is your time. Living in a world, a time, all too fraught with questions, worry, and madness, we must have the resolve to take up that mantle. We must inspire one another to embrace the things that make us a community. Required of us here today is an embrace of difference, of knowledge. We must embrace each other, To do this, you need only the courage to stand together as a single community of Laurentians, the courage to come in from the outside, the courage to come in from the cold. It is our commitment to one another here that makes us strong in the face of adversity. The students sitting to your left, right, front, and back are your community. We are your community. You will soon see that our differences make us stronger and bind us together, that we learn and grow from one another. Our community here, tucked away in the hills of the Adirondacks, is that which makes us different. It is that which makes this home. I gave Marley, Josh, and Hami the same answer to their separate questions. If you can leave St. Lawrence, our community, in a better place than it is today, there is no question in my mind that St. Lawrence can help do for you what it has done for me. Impart in you in the confidence to take up that mantle of change. Thank you and welcome.